Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back. This week, I have Derek with us. I'm super excited to bring him on the show. I can't wait for him to share with you who he is, what he's all about, what he's up to, and where he's going. So I wanted to give you a big, warm welcome from me and the audience. Derek, say hello to everyone.
Hey, Tony. Hey, guys. Glad to be here.
Welcome to the show. So as you know, the theme of my show is Top 10 with Tony. I know there's a lot of T's in there, but it's got to be something that sticks out, right? So I start off with the famous question, what is your one word open? So I always start with this famous question. If you could use one word to describe how you're feeling right now at this exact moment, if you could tell our audience that, that would be great.
Jet lagged.
Jet lagged. Got it. Okay. Let's go right into your business. So tell us about your business, who you are, where you're at, where you're going to be, so people could understand exactly what it is that you do and who you help.
Sure. So I'm one of the co-founders and CEO of a company called Mavfarm. We're an internet software business focused on the intersection of media and commerce. So we help businesses like fashion brands, retailers, media publishers, and the brand's ambassadors create and share social video that's also shoppable video. And we help them collaborate as businesses as well through a social ERP called Mavfarm Enterprise. So they can schedule video, shoppable video, and monitor the sales through this platform. And then we also have an application called Show, which is a video app. It allows user-generated content and to be shoppable. So anyone can create and share video and then monetize that video through the shopping. So it really makes advertising no longer advertising, but everything branded content.
Beautiful. For those of you that are listening and you're like me, if you're more visual, after I talked to Derek the first time, I had to go to his website and then talk to him again, and then went to his website again. Then I kind of got it, because what you do is very unique, which is super awesome. That's why I wanted to bring on here. So as we go along, or as we hit our stride in this interview, feel free to share with us high level stuff in terms of how, more about your business. I'm super excited about that. So let's move on to wins. So let's talk about recent wins that you put on the board that's close and dear to your heart. And what did you learn from it? That way our audience can learn from your win as well.
We just did a really amazing collaboration with a couple different businesses. One was a big publisher in New York, a fashion publisher, as well as a fashion brand and a really well-known rapper. And they did this whole campaign for this rapper's music video featuring a brand's products that was then available on the publisher's website. So this was a shoppable video. Anyone can go check it out on Office Magazine. This is a video that you can shop through. It's really fun. And it's, if you like the rapper St. John, you can purchase some products that he's wearing in this video. So that was a big win. And that saw a lot of success and a lot of sales for that brand, which was a lot of revenue for both the brand, the publisher, and ourselves.
Awesome. Let's talk about failures on the other side of that. So what's a recent failure that you had? Unfortunately, I have to ask, right? What's a recent failure and what did you learn from it, Derek?
I think it's more like an ongoing failure. Like for me, I think speed is the most important thing as a business, especially a startup. And I'm kind of an impatient person, but looking retrospectively at, the business over the last 3 years, I'm always thinking about how we can improve efficiency and how we could have done things faster or better. And that's really, I think the failure is not moving fast enough in the market.
I'm so glad you said that. I know a lot of people have DM'd me and they're always asking about being impatient, right? And not having enough patience. And I think the best thing I could use, and I'm so glad you brought that up, is, people go to get a doctor's degree, med school. It could take them 10 years, and then they get their license and start practicing medicine, generally speaking. And then when us entrepreneurs in business, like we want things like right away, like ASAP, and we're so impatient. We want to get things done, but you got to be patient, right? You got to have like a 5-year plan and all that good stuff. So let's move on to business expenses. Can you share with us your biggest business expense that you have as of today?
Yeah. Our biggest and our best investment is definitely payroll. Like it's definitely our biggest, and it's without a doubt our best investment to date. We're a team of 15 full-time employees. Everyone is a rock star, super talented and creative. And it's just the best investment that we make as a business.
Yeah, it's super important. Having the right people, the right, rock stars on your team. That's really important because that's when you can hit home runs like you've been hitting. So let's talk about payments. So I'm in the payments business. So I always ask people, where does the cost of accepting payments fit into your business? And is it a top 10 expense?
It's not a top 10 expense, but it definitely eats away at our margins a bit. So we're always looking at ways that we can reduce that payment processing fee, both at the time of the transaction and then, working with our vendors to make sure that their payouts are also, not eaten away at. So it's definitely like a top concern for us is always thinking about how we can work through that payment processing flow and see better margins on the transactions.
Got it. And what's your favorite online business tool that you use every single day that you couldn't live without?
Well, if I'm to toot our own horn, probably Mavform Enterprise. But if I can't choose my own company's products, I think Slack is great. We're a remote and distributed team, so it's been amazingly advantageous to us to build company culture, obviously for real-time communication. So I would say Slack.
Excellent. And what's your best resources for getting new clients?
Word of mouth. So Mavfarm Enterprise, which is our business tool, is kind of a social network in itself. So businesses can collaborate with one another. So a lot of what they do is they invite other businesses to collaborate with in their product or media initiatives. And that's the best way that we've gotten new customers is just through that referral or invite.
Excellent. Now, if you were in my shoes, Derek, what's one question that I should be asking you that I haven't asked? What is that, you think?
I think how to manage a remote and distributed team. I think a lot of companies are dealing with that right now and thinking into next year as potentially, this pandemic looms. How do you foster company culture in a remote and distributed team? How do you remain efficient? And I don't think there's a one size fits all answer. So you really have to think long and hard about, what's best for your company in the future, what type of company you are. Like us being a software company is a lot different than, an old like sales company where you really need people. You need people together. For us, I think we've worked really well being remote and distributed, given that most of us are engineers. But yeah, I think it depends on the company. And I think that's a question that probably a lot of business leaders are thinking about today.
That's really powerful. And thanks for bringing that forth. I think it'll give a lot of value to our listeners that are, that are going to be a great leader like you in the future. But, and then the ones that are already leaders, sometimes, they're humming along, they're hitting the stride, and their organization, they're hitting their KPIs, they're crushing it, but then they forget, that aspect of things. And I'm so glad you brought that up. So as we're coming to a close, tell our listeners how they could connect with you online and all that good stuff.
Well, our website, you can check us out. Business website is www.mav.farm. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, etc. So check us out at our website is probably the best place to get a demo of our products and to reach out if you have any questions.
Definitely. I'll put it in the show notes. And here we are at the famous one-word close. So what's that one word that you can share with the audience that you're feeling now?
Feel excited.
Excited. Love it. Well, Derek, thank you very much for coming on to the show. I really appreciated your time. And thank you for the value that you provided to us. I think it's going to be some key gems that we're going to learn from this. And like I said, people who are stepping into leadership and launching their company or trying to scale their business, or the ones that are already doing well, they're 7-8 figures. It's good for them to hear from someone like yourself to kind of bring things back and really be grounded and be able to push forward and do some remarkable things like you've been doing. So again, thank you very much, and can't wait to have you on here in the future.
Thanks, Tony. My pleasure.
Take care.